Hi everybody, it's Duncan again from McRae's Window Cleaning. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the continuing series on health and well-being as a window cleaner. What's on the menu for today? We're going to talk about hobbies. Do you have one? Back in a minute. So hobbies. What do you think about that? Well, let me tell you my story and what happened to me 10 years ago. My wife said to me, at that point I'm in my 40s, well and truly, and Sharon said to me, Duncan, you need to get a hobby. You can't just watch sport on TV. That is not a hobby. That's just a pastime. So I figured, well, what am I going to learn? She said, if you can't think of anything, I'll teach you how to knit. So, had to do something. So I decided to learn the guitar. You can see over my shoulder one of the many guitars I've had over the last 10 years. So I started with a cheap guitar, had some lessons, watched lots of YouTube videos, and now I enjoy playing guitar and I've got a reasonable handle on what to do, and it's very relaxing, especially when I'm playing and singing at home with my wife. Her current hobby is learning the ukulele. You might see it there just behind me in the corner. We're by no means musical, but it's a lovely hobby and it's a nice break from routine. And that's the whole point of hobbies. When you research hobbies, what are they good for? Well, they give us time to relax. And when we have busy, stressful routines, running our business, interacting with family, dealing with lots of maybe other issues, a hobby can just be like an escape where we can just get some emotional and mental equilibrium in our routine. And that's really, really important. Another thing that a hobby is good for is that we find that, wow, I didn't know I had that skill. I didn't know I had that talent. It uncovers things that we didn't realize we were capable of doing. I had no idea that I could put together a tune and get some coordination on playing the guitar. But by studying it, by doing some practice, by spending time with it, wow, look at that. Another thing that hobbies do, it opens you up to different circle of friends. You don't just stay with the same regular group. So, I interact now, I talk more with people, and I've met them who are musicians. I ask questions, they help me with my guitar, they fix my guitar, they give me tips on playing the guitar, they tell me about resources for my hobby. So my circle of friends has widened out. Another thing hobbies do is it keeps the mind sharp. Because there's been plenty of studies that show when people retire, if they don't keep their mind active, it can be quite a sudden decline. And that's the last thing any of us want, even if we're not retired. We want to try and keep our minds sharp and stimulated. But let's face it, window cleaning isn't always the most stimulating mentally. It's not like you're programming a computer or anything like that. So having something outside of our work to stimulate our mind can be really useful. So what kind of hobbies could you take up? Well, let's say take one that just works on sharpening the mind. Jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, brain teasers, learning a language. That could be something. What obscure language would you like to learn? Maybe you'd like to learn the language they speak in Thailand so that if you go there for a holiday, you can communicate. I don't know, something of that nature. Maybe you love flying to Spain, learn some Spanish. That could be easier than some of the other languages. You see, they're things that will stimulate the mind and can be a benefit as well for you. Of course, there's hobbies you can do with the family, like going to the zoo, learning about animals, juggling, collecting things, doing model trains, things that the whole family can do together. So that brings you together as a group of people and you can all be bonded over that hobby, and that can be really useful for family time. Because there's things that keep you physically active, like jogging, fishing, walking, mountain biking, things of that nature. All of those things can really stimulate the mind. Another interesting aspect too is that if you're a bit of a history buff, there's so many resources these days to maybe research your family tree. Maybe that's been something that's been fascinating to you and you haven't really made a point of studying that or or designing your family tree. That could be a hobby that could really get you thinking. Now, of course, it may be that we've got other time on our hands where we could possibly get involved with sports coaching, maybe one of the local cricket clubs or local soccer clubs, some other sport. You may have some ability in that regard from back when you were at school and you think, I might join one of the local clubs and help with the coaching. Maybe make that a contribution. That could be something that you could do. But of course, not all hobbies are just things that you do without some monetary benefit. There are hobbies that you can earn some cash. Have you thought about that? What do you mean, Duncan? Earn some cash? Well, this could become a side hustle to your window cleaning business as you develop the hobby. Let's face it, some of us maybe have a real eye for detail when it comes to photography. Let me tell you a little story. A friend of mine, he's about 23. When he was in his teens, he discovered that his late father, who he lost when he was still a child, had an interest in photography. So Jeremy developed an interest in that. He studied it, he practiced, it became his hobby. That grew to now, in addition to his window cleaning business, he does wedding photography and earns some good cash doing the photo shoots for friends and others in his local area. So a hobby became a cash earner. Photography might be it. You may have a real love for pets. So what about dog walking, pet sitting? There's a whole range of things. Basically, the sky's the limit. You're limited by your imagination as to what you could do. You could join a local group who provide tour guides, such as like a walking tour guide throughout your city. You may be able to join a group like that and earn some money on the side as a tour guide in your area. That might be something that not only satisfies your desire for history, but also can be of assistance to other people. There's a whole lot of things. Can you see the benefits of it? Is there something that you do? Well, what's your hobby? Maybe it's collecting stamps. I used to do that as a kid, and then lost interest. Oh, there's all sorts of things that we've probably done in our time. But the bottom line is we need to have something that, one, stimulates our mind, and two, is like an escape from our busy routine, our really sometimes very structured and disciplined routine. And that just gives us a break from that and can help us to relax and de-stress from the stresses of life. So what's your situation? Have you got anything that you'd like to share? Please write that in the comments below here. Or if you'd like to just interact one-on-one, direct message me through Instagram or Facebook. Across there is the handle at McRae's Window Cleaning for our social media pages, and look forward to hearing from you down the track. So I hope that's given you some food for thought on the general health and well-being that we all need to try and maintain as window cleaners. Hobbies, a great way to assist in that regard. In a future video, I'm going to talk about how the way we use our equipment can affect us physically. So look out for that video over the next few weeks as we add to that series, Health and Wellbeing as a Window Cleaner today. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and you hit that button there, that bell that reminds you of new videos. And if you'd love to share this with somebody else, I'd really appreciate that. So it's been great to be with you again today. Until next time, take good care. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the future. Bye for now.